unapologetic liberal talk. It's Tarabuster with Tara Devlin.
What's up? What's up? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the really big show. All right. I just got a message from Andrea. We are going to raid you. Yes. Yes. Thank you. All right. House Sparks raid coming in any minute now. All right. Listen. We meet here every Friday at this page. And in fact, if you were here earlier, like Jim was, thank you, Jim, for being a moderator in the chat room, youtube.com/C for channel/Tarabuster. I have not left this chair since the Anti-Fascist Book Club. So that's how dedicated I am to making the fucking world safe for democracy. Okay? So, thank you for being here. The least you could do is show up if I'm having a show. And just so you know, I don't know, I'm fucking tired. I'm tired. Okay? I really need to get out more. I probably should take my vitamin D because the sun hasn't touched my face in days. So, what else? We have a lot to talk about tonight. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, for doing what I wish we had 1 million more of you, and then we would be set. We wouldn't have to worry about keeping the lights on in Tarabuster Studios and fighting fascism. We could just dedicate ourselves to fighting fascism. So thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News. If we had 1 million more of you, because he really does a lot. He goes above and beyond, and he also supports my dear friend Robyn Kincaid at headon.live. So he does support the independent liberal media. We don't have big billionaire benefactors. We only have each other. So check out Charlie's APS Radio and APS Radio News. Download the little app. Listen to classic rock and oldies all day long. So where do we start? Okay, Trump sucks. How's that? I'm sick of it. This is a smash and grab grift. What we witnessed in China is a disgrace. Okay? Anybody who still supports this, we better write them off. It's a lost cause. So I want to play this clip, just a couple of clips here from Fox News. Bret Baier discussed Trader Trump's trip to China. I mean, it was such the embarrassment from soup to nuts. From the time we learned all about it, who was accompanying the baboon on this trip, his sons, and the billionaires. No representatives from labor or anything else. And here's what always gets me too, and this is what the corporate media does to America. It lulls us into stupidity. When I thought that Trader Trump was supposed to be so tough on China, right? During the campaign, China Joe, we had to endure that bullshit. Now, no one brings up the context of that. No one connects the dots. It's all bullshit. Republicans run on bullshit. And the not just China Joe, but the fact is they keep calling Xi President Xi. He's not president, okay? He's a friggin' dictator, and he is the head of the Chinese Communist Party. So there goes your Republican, when they call Democrats commies. They're the ones in bed with the Chinese Communist Party. Their standard bearer is a supplicant to the chairman of the Chinese Communist Party. What we saw was a display of epic weakness. Because Trump, he likes to say he's holding all the cards. He has no cards. He's weak as fuck. He's got absolutely no cards. And the whole world knows it. All he's there to do, not make America make a deal. What fucking deal is he making for America? What deal? If I ever hear that word deal again, it'll be too soon, especially in regard to the con man deal. We're making deals. Everything is he's such a deal maker. Well, what'd you get? Well, let's take his word for it. Don't take my word for it. Here's what he said to Bret Baier. And another thing, when I was watching this clip of Bret Baier, I was reminiscing about how Bret Baier sat down with VP Harris and just the disrespect he had for her, yelling at her, interrupting her. They don't show the same behavior towards the baboon, of course, because this is what we're dealing with. You only yell at people of color. You only yell at women. You only yell at Democrats. That's the Republican way. So here's Trader Trump sitting down with the fascist fake Fox News, makes its viewers less informed than those who watch no news at all.
Is a relationship.
Oh wait,
it's all about relationship.
I what do they call that? Whatever.
Welcome back to Beijing. Mr. President, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
You said that this summit is a success. As you get ready to head back to Washington, what's the most significant, specific thing you walk away from here for the U.S.?
I think the most important thing is relationship. It's all about
relationship. Really?
I have a very good relationship
Oh, you
with
child.
President Xi and with China. And it sounds like something that doesn't mean anything, but it's everything.
It's,
in deal making,
yeah, it sounds like
problems we've solved. The two of us have solved a lot of problems between that somebody else would have maybe done very badly with.
Yes.
We've solved a lot of
Everybody
problems.
sucks
over the
but
years. We have
you.
a very good relationship. Trade has been very strong. We're getting a lot of soybeans for our farmers. We're doing a lot of, there's a lot of things happening for the farmers. He committed to 200 Boeings, big ones.
Big ones?
777s and
Right up your
737s
wazoo,
and
the
a lot
big
of
one?
Big ones, big
Boeing
beautiful Boeing
planes?
planes, 200.
What?
that's
Not
a
the
lot.
little ones.
With a commitment that if they do a good job, and I told this to Boeing and General
Oh,
Electric, we're going to go to the General Electric engines, which are great.
Sure, bitch.
If they do a good job, we could go up to 750.
Why don't you say a
Obviously a lot of
zillion?
investment going back and forth.
A lot of
Democrats-
investment. Okay. It's all bullshit. It's all nothing. There's nothing backing this up. There's no signed agreement, just like every other time. This is the art of the deal. Well, what did you get out of your trip to China? Relationship. Yeah, because people think it's stupid, but it's really how everything is made. No, you dumb, easily manipulated thing. That's how we know he is completely stupid. He's dumb as fuck. They eat his lunch. China, what we saw in Trader Trump's trip to China, why can't I talk, is that it is the Chinese century. Forget the American century. That's in the dust. That's in the past, thanks to Republican policies. Let's give the party of personal responsibility. Let's give them the credit they deserve. They could take responsibility for their Reaganomics and their turning the American middle class from the middle class to the working poor, right? That's what happened since Reagan urinated on our legs and told us it was trickling. We've went from the most to the least upwardly mobile, with the slightest income gap to the widest income gap, and it's only getting worse thanks to Republican policies, and they aren't stopping. It is nothing but greed for the few at the top, and that doesn't make any fucking country great, in case you haven't noticed. Look around the world, show me a country that operates solely for its small minority of trust fund brats at the top, and show me which country, show me a great country. It doesn't happen when you have that concentrated wealth, upward immobility. The great countries of Earth are, I mean, according to me, I guess it's all about perspective. I view great countries as, are the people happy? Are they prosperous? Right? Not, are the people, miserable, oppressed, unable to speak their minds, if they, unable, how about just go to the fucking doctor, take a day off every now and then. That makes a country great. The happiness of a country, the people, they get a fair share of the profit that labor makes possible. And when they pay their taxes, they get things in return for that. It doesn't just go into Trader Trump's pockets, or Elon Musk's pockets, or fucking insurrectionist pockets, which we'll get to in a minute, too. Unbelievable. And yeah, Drew on the chat says China playing chess while Trump shits all over the checkerboard. It's true. Such an embarrassment. So embarrassment. It's such an embarrassment. So embarrassing. Why can't I even talk? I can't even. I have the greatest words, but sometimes they don't come out. And the whole world is reporting on this, and they're reporting it as weak, incoherent, a political and diplomatic mess from multiple angles. And of course, there's memes are going out there. Did he poop himself in China? People think he pooped himself. The anatomy of a flop. I'm just reading some of the headlines I'm seeing. The anatomy of a flop. Unbelievable. But not, what am I saying, unbelievable? It's completely believable and completely expected. This is supposed to force Beijing, to buy extra... I mean, the trade war. Let's put it this way. Everything that Trump does sucks. Everything he touches, he destroys. So his trade war was supposed to force China into buying $200 billion in U.S. goods and services back in 2020 and 2021. But China never came close to hitting those purchase targets. They make shit up. That's all they do. They have the groundbreaking. They make the announcement. And then nothing happens. This is what happens. This is how Trump shits the bed all the time. So whatever they promise doesn't necessarily, if there's nothing in writing, there's nothing on paper, but we're supposed to take their word for it, right? The pattern, he mentions Boeing's commitments. China, this is not the first time they use aircraft orders as leverage. And China has not placed a major confirmed Boeing order since 2017. But the agreement was supposed to be for 300 planes back then, and of course that never actually fully materialized. So they can say whatever the fuck they want to say. Trump can say whatever he wants to say. He's a liar. We all know this. That's why if you watched earlier when we have the Anti-Fascist Book Club every Friday. It's back. We took a couple of weeks off between books so we can read the book and all that. But we're reading, what are we reading? Surviving Autocracy by Marcia Gesson. And what was I saying? Oh, there was a fucking point to that. It just went out of my head. It'll come back as I'm talking. But yeah, whatever. It just went, I can't, there was a point. It was coming. So, yeah, the fact is, if you saw what did he say? What the hell? Trader Trump was saying to Xi, oh, you're such a great leader. did she return the compliment? Not that I saw, no. Trump, it gets to him. He starts speaking in his juvenile lick-spittle. He might as well be one of Xi's cabinet members. Sort of like how the lick-spittles go around here in the United States. The cabinet of freaks and curiosities go around and have to praise the dear leader. Here, it was funny to watch. It was karmic justice, I suppose, but unfortunately, he's got America in his hands. He's ruining America. And it's not about, to me, it's not about, oh, we're going to win over China, you know? It's not anything like that. It's just he is not there to make deals for the American people. And he's not there representing democracy in any way, shape, or form. That's why he will throw Taiwan under the bus just as fast as he threw Ukraine under the bus. To get anything, to get cheap patents, to get any bullshit agreement that has no teeth to it, and to get a fucking tacky hotel in wherever. This is what it's all about for him. It's all transactional, but it's not for the American people. It's a personal transaction. So, yeah. China knows that they have us by the balls. Trader Trump's, he's a one-hit, well, not even one-hit wonder. He's a one-trick pony that has no tricks. Tariffs. The tariffs have revealed nothing but American weakness. That's it. What are you going to do now? Trump, you need China. He wants China to fix the problem in Iran, the illegal and unconstitutional war of choice that he got us into to distract from the fact that he's all over the Epstein files committing crimes against children. And that's why he's basically blowing Xi. Might as well kiss his ass in Macy's window. Nothing you do, Trader Trump, is going to change the fact that you are a disaster. And you're all out of plays. You got no play. Your play is, hey, can I get a piece of that? Can I get a piece of that grift? Like you did with Iran. Oh, well, maybe we'll also get a cut of the toll that Iran takes from tankers going through the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, we'll take a piece of that too. So let's get in bed with the Iranians. Let's get in bed with the Chinese. We'll shift all our allies to all these authoritarian shitholes that, you know, we're supposed to be a constitutionally limited democratic republic. We're supposed to be a free country. I know Republicans are taking care of that. They're trying to destroy our democratic republic. They're trying to ensure that they hold illegitimate power and we have no power to get rid of them legally and peacefully. Oh, I see the raid is on. Welcome, welcome, sparklers. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Remember to hit the like and subscribe. Guys, keep the show going and growing. Okay? Make sure you support this independent liberal media, because this is what we're up against. We have no fucking liberal media. This is the liberal media. And that's one of the things we were talking about in the Anti-Fascist Book Club. I was way ahead of Nick in the book. So, but this was kind of, I'm not done with the book yet, but Surviving Autocracy. And it was very interesting, and it stuck with me, and I mentioned it during the Anti-Fascist Book Club, that Marsha Gessen writes about how the press in the United States has been beaten into submission, and they are basically giving us a view from nowhere. Hold on a second. I'll lower this. We'll be right back. And we're back. So, as far as journalism is concerned, they have been trained now to be neutered, really, to have no opinion, to have no stance. And that's what the phrase "a view from nowhere" means. They have to, above all else, appear completely unbiased. And if they tell the truth, see, truth has a liberal bias. Just telling the truth does not make you biased, but we should be able to tell the truth from a perspective of a people who cherish democracy and want it to survive. So anything less than that is doing the entire civilization, that people are in their cold early graves because they sacrificed, they gave their last full measure of devotion for democracy. And if we don't cherish it and fight for it and maintain it through the stories we tell each other, through journalism, the only profession enshrined in the Constitution as being absolutely necessary for a free democratic republic, then we're done. You can't just be the stenographers of a liar, of a pathological liar. And why are you reporting it? Like, oh, well, Trader Trump says that he got 300 fucking planes coming in from China. Where's the agreement? There's no follow-up. I know this is Fox News. We expect it from Fox News. But where are we going to get it from? Anybody else in the media? No, of course not. Because the media is part of the problem now. The mainstream media is not fulfilling their role. It's absolutely been captured by the autocracy, and the institutions are not going to save us here. Clearly, I'm grateful that we can still speak freely on platforms like this. How long that'll last, I don't know. I wonder sometimes how long it'll last. They throttle liberal voices as it is. They suppress our channels, there's no doubt. And in fact, the other day when I was reading from the AI, I had the AI, what do you call it, Claude, do an audit on my channel to see how we could actually help it grow and get some financial support to keep it going. And it reported as part of its audit of the uphill climb that liberal content creators have in front of them because of the throttling, because of its corporate suppression. Of course they do it. You know, Elon Musk does it on Twitter. I don't really post there anymore at all. So if you follow me, please do it on Substack. That's really where I'm concentrating most of my efforts here on YouTube and on Substack. I post there most often because Twitter is a cesspool. It's a Nazi-infested cesspool, and it's filled with Trumpanzees. I don't know if they're real. They have no safeguards anymore. We used to be able to tell. We used to be able to report these accounts, but it goes nowhere. So, yeah, it's not, and it's just sucks there. And Elon Musk, I mean, fuck him, right? Oh my God, when I think about this fucking guy who, how dare you? The whole thing is so, that's why when, I don't know, see, I'm stumbling over my words just thinking about it. It's like, these motherfuckers. That's the astute political commentary right there. These motherfuckers. Elon Musk, the world's richest man for no good reason, who is now going around telling everyone that we should get rid of Social Security. Who the fuck are you? You're an immigrant to this country, and get the fuck out, really. Get away. Go away. Who are you to tell us that you don't like our Social Security? Well, too fucking bad. You know, I mean, somebody who has that much money, go to Mars already. I thought you were going to Mars. What happened to that? Now you coming for our Social Security? Because you blew up too many rockets? You blew up our taxpayer-funded rockets? That's what, I mean, he's a fucking, you want to talk about the welfare queens? They're the welfare, the whole Trump, I mean, all of these billionaires, they're all takers, taking from our public taxpayer money and telling us we can't have nice things because why? Oh, we're not working hard enough? While they're running all around the globe, figuring out ways to fuck us? How much longer? Really, you know, I really do feel, I don't know if it's just me personally, I guess I'm projecting it too, but, you know, I'm getting to the point, like, you know, French Revolution time here with these mother effers, because they're entirely too brazen with their disgustingness, with their greed. The greed is unmatched now. And the American people are so, I just have no tolerance anymore at all for anyone that supports Traitor Trump or the Republicans, because they're the problem. Okay, I'm not saying Democrats are perfect. Democrats are fucking infuriating sometimes, especially John Fetterman, people like that. And any Democrat who votes to advance Trump's judicial nominees, this is baffling to me. This is what's happening. And it's why? I don't understand. Your job as Democrats right now, the entire Democratic Party has one job: to throw sand in the gears of this fucking regime. That's it. We're out of power. We're not going to be able to pass legislation. You can speak aspirationally about what we believe, what government should do. We form government as humans so we can bring out the best in each other, supposedly, hopefully. Promote the general welfare. It's not being promoted, though. The only welfare being promoted is the welfare of that effing giant orange parasite who's latched his lamprey-like mouth around our federal treasury, and he's sucking the life out of us, this fucking insurrectionist who should be in jail. He should not be in the Oval Office. He should be in prison. Stop me when I'm wrong here. Am I wrong? It's unbelievable. The entire Trump crime family. And we're supposed to believe that Eric went to China with Daddy for what? For moral support? They have no decency. And in fact, earlier on the Anti-Fascist Book Club, there was a troll in one of the chats, and it was really irritating. And what did he say? That he said, I said something about Trump being unfit. He's got no qualifications to be president. I mean, he's just a con man. And the troll wrote something. Well, what about AOC? She's a bartender, and a self-identified bartender, something like that. And so, what's her qualifications? And talk about the not being able to see the forest through the trees and things going over your heads. That's the maggot way, of course. But you should, okay, the basic decent qualification, the basic qualification should be that you are not a sociopath, that you have a sense of morality, that you have empathy, that you're in this not for yourself, but for your community and your country. And then you have a track record that proves it. That's what makes you qualified. Not whether, oh, you're the greatest businessman. You know how to make a fucking deal? Show me the deals. That's the whole thing why the corporate media has destroyed this country or helped destroy it. They enabled the con. All they had to do, just like the Republicans, I always say, you know, we stick together, we win. All the Republicans had to do to get rid of that dirtbag, that con man latched around their party, destroying it. All they had to do was stick together. That's it. Take the uncomfortability, take the ire of the MAGA tree that they were so afraid of. Oh, I'm so afraid. Well, you could have nullified Traitor Trump before it got out of hand. Really, especially after the insurrection. Fuck that. What should have happened, this is what I guess that book is on my mind, because reading Surviving Autocracy, it is based on the first maladministration. So now we have the perspective of this maladministration, and we know how much worse it is. And looking at that book, and reading the book, I should say, is really heartbreaking, because there are so many forks in the road where we could have fixed this. We could have stopped him, the fascist, it's not even backsliding, the fascist takeover of this country. And it was the institutions that failed us. And the more power he gets, the more corrupt and illegitimate power, shoving corrupt and illegitimate flunkies onto the bench. That's another thing that Masha Gessen writes about the Kavanaugh hearings, how that fix was in, how they didn't even go through any of the credible complaints against Kavanaugh. There were hundreds of them. And you know what happened? Nothing. It got flushed down the memory hole. And that's it. And Democrats, to this day, they just go along with the grift, calling him Justice Kavanaugh, where I'm of the opinion he should have the qualifier in front of his name, the corrupt and illegitimate Justice Kavanaugh, like the corrupt and illegitimate Amy Coney Barrett, the corrupt and illegitimate Gorsuch. They're all corrupt and illegitimate, but the Democrats have, enough of the they go low, we go high bullshit. That's what got us here, right? Really, it's and waiting for the institutions to save us when the Republicans are corrupting the institutions. Look what they're doing with voting. That's why they have to cheat. They don't give a shit. Do you realize they don't care if they have legitimate power or not? They have no decency. They have no morality. You see, if I was running for an office and I got this office and I had to cheat to get it, it would feel like a hollow victory to me. Knowing I cheated. First of all, I wouldn't do that, of course. You can't win squarely and fairly. You figure it out. Okay, why did I lose? If you want to run again, take a inventory and figure it out. That's not what Republicans do. They have no problem holding illegitimate power. We learned this about them years ago. Bush v. Gore, stopping the vote count in Florida, the corrupt and illegitimate Supreme Court then stopping the vote count. And George W. Bush was happy to take power when he sued Al Gore during that election. His argument was that if the vote were to continue, the vote counting were to continue, it would cause irreparable harm to George W. Bush, you know, he might lose, and that would hurt him. That would hurt his feelings. So we had to let this illegitimate, less vote getting douchebag at the time. I mean, we thought we had hit the bottom of the barrel with dumb fuckery with George W. Bush. But they said, hold my beer, and here we are. They just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And it makes sense that eventually they were going to get a con man, that this party built on bullshit would eventually have a con man as a standard bearer, outright grifter, because their entire message is a con. Everything is a bullshit factory. That's what they are. And it's just crossing my mind. I'm mulling over whether we should talk about it or not, because I wrote an article. It's up on a video, I think, too, on the channel. Remember to like and subscribe. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. If you can, become a patron. And also subscribe to my Substack. If you like the show, you want to keep it going and growing. Okay, I'll talk about it here too. Fuck it, because we need to get the word out. If you've missed the video, it's about Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz was at this conference a couple of days ago, or let me see. And, you know, we don't have to spend a lot of time on it because there's a whole article at the Political Voices Network and the video you could check out. But Ted Cruz was speaking to a bunch of rich people at this conference. And he, of course, said the quiet part out loud, because a lot of times with these Republicans, when they get together with their rich pals, like Trump does the same thing, they're like, oh, you're gonna get really rich, you're gonna get richer, I'm gonna lower your taxes, as if they're not paying the lowest of taxes now. Well, Ted Cruz was at the Milken Institute Global Conference, which is a bunch of finance, business fuckers, finance bros, tech bros, douchebags, you know, assholes that get together to figure out ways how to fuck us more, how to screw the American people over even more than they already have, and how to, I guess, stave off the revolution at this point. But he was up on stage touting the Trump accounts, the baby accounts, right? When every baby born gets a Trump account. Well, Ted Cruz said the quiet part out loud. He said that Trump accounts are they are the Trojan horse to privatizing Social Security. So he said, how were we able to get it done? We were able to get it done because we did it to babies and not old people, because old people get pissed. And babies, you know, they're fucking babies. They don't talk. They don't know. They're too young and innocent to realize that Republicans exist, and they exist to fuck them over even before they're conscious and fully actualized people, grown up. You know, even their frontal lobe isn't going to mature for another 25 years, and Republicans are already fucking them. So, but he said it out loud. He was to give himself a pat on the back, and he was very giddy about it. He wanted all of the rich people there to get it. Like, hey guys, look what I did. Look what we did. The Republicans did. We did it sneakily, too. That's the other thing that struck me about this. Because they admit it. The other thing is, and it's in my article, actually. Let me get the article up. It's on the Political Voices Network, because I have all the stats in there, too. Thing is, and it's in my article. Me now. Actually, there I am. Oh boy, you had to see. I don't know if Andre is in the chat here. I was hey guys, this is Tara Devlin. But I was I was having a hard day today. Look, I need a haircut. I understand this, but the AI was making thumbnails for me. I was testing thumbnails, and I guess I'm old. I'm officially old. That's all. You had to see the thumbnails the AI was making of me. So, I mean, you're looking at me, but in my mind, I'm still, young. But then when I see myself, I'm like, who's that old lady? It doesn't matter. What's the alternative? Okay? The alternative is you're not here, so might as well be here. Okay. I mean, as much as it sucks, at least we can fight, legally and peacefully. So Republicans, as we know, they have always hated Social Security. They hate the general welfare. They hate promoting the general welfare. They hate anything that unifies people, and Social Security, they especially hate something that belongs to everyone, because that unifies people. And they know the American people want their guaranteed social insurance program. It is the most popular program, and it is the most successful government program, of course, in American history. It's never missed a payment. It's never missed a check. It keeps millions out of poverty, and it was bleak before Social Security. The number one, where is it? Let's see. Before Social Security, the amount of people in poverty. Wait, here's the music. We'll be right back. So, where is it? Hold on. Well, the majority of Americans want Social Security not only to continue, but to expand. In fact, this goes on both sides of the aisle and in independents. It's not even close. It's overwhelming support for expanding Social Security. And also, the American people realize how much it keeps people out of poverty. And in fact, if we didn't have Social Security, 44% of seniors would immediately fall into poverty. Okay, which is a really staggering number. So that's why Republicans, they understand that the American people want Social Security to survive, and they don't want to privatize it. And you got to give, for as much as George W. Bush sucked, and he did, give him props. He wanted to privatize Social Security in 2005. What did he do? He went around the country trying to sell it. He went on tour with the Social Security privatization scheme. And remember, there was that famous clip where a woman was like, well, I work 3 jobs and I want the promise to be kept. And George W. Bush said, oh, you work 3 jobs? Uniquely American, isn't it? That's fantastic. And, this is who Republicans are. Only in America, working 3 jobs is fantastic and gets a round of applause. You're working 3 jobs and you still don't have enough money to retire without your Social Security. And, isn't that fantastic? No, that's a failure. That's a failure of Republican policies. So, but at least he was honest about it. He went around the country, not the world, saying, exactly what he wanted to do. He was honest about it. So, and then when it got no traction, it got pushed back, people said no thanks, they put it on the shelf. Right? But Republicans never let go of a bad idea. And it's not only bad, it's sinister what they're up to. Putting these Trump accounts in there. So a baby gets, well, I don't even know how much it is. What does, gets a couple of $100. Each baby gets a couple of $100. What the plan is when, as the baby grows, you see, oh, look, my fucking Trump account is now up to $500. What a great thing. The Republicans plan on coming in and saying, well, could you imagine if you had half your Social Security in this account? Wouldn't that be a great idea? Because it's all about giving Wall Street our money. Volatile, like putting your retirement on the roulette board. They don't care. And you better hope that you retire when there's a bull market, where it's not at a crash. But Republicans don't give a shit. You see? And worse than that, they do it by trickery. They're not honest. Ted Cruz was honest to the rich people he was talking to, but he wasn't honest. The Republicans weren't honest. Did you hear any of the Republicans say, when we establish these Trump accounts, then we're going to come back in a few years and say, hey, why don't you take some Social Security, just a little bit, just a smidgen, carve out some of that for Wall Street, put it in your Trump account. You could do better with your money. You know what to do more with your money than some bureaucrat. And if you're, forget these safe and secure bonds and, guaranteed assets. You look at this. You could have put it in Apple or put it in Netflix or something, and you would earn so much more until there's a crash, until there's something that fucks up the market, and it always happens. We've already had we had the first Republican Great Depression, then you had the next near Republican Great Depression, the Great Recession, which was a result of Republican policies, the kiss up, kick down Republican policies, and all those policies are all back in effect. It's only a matter of time before shit crashes again. And this is the way it goes. They hope that you're stupid enough to vote Republican and to follow their stupidity, because not only do you have to do your own job, you got to be a day trader too. That's what really gets me. Like, we got to do, this is the whole philosophy with Republicans. You're on your own. You got to be a day trader. You got to know, I know better. Who the fuck wants to know better? I don't want to play the market. I just want to live in a free society and spend this blip of time productively and have connections with people. What makes life worth living? Write a poem, read a book, walk on the beach, make love, have companionship, help people, things like that, and then you pass on. The blip of time is over. What's the meaning of life? You think I want to sit around going fucking up in the market, down in the market? That's not my thing. That's what makes humanity great. We're all interdependent. That's the way Mother Nature made us. We don't have to all be good at the same things. Oh, God. But, I don't know. They can't govern, you're right, J.D. Christie. Republicans can't govern, and Trump can't swim. Yep. Anyway. Do you see what I'm saying? They're sinister. And the fact that the Republicans, they don't even... You think Ted Cruz said this to his constituents? Of course not. The Republicans didn't say anything about this when they touted these Trump accounts. Oh, we passed these Trump accounts. Congratulations to us. None of them said this is our backdoor Trojan horse to privatizing Social Security. They only said that to each other and their rich friends. And it's not me saying that this is what's going to happen. Ted Cruz said it. Ted Cruz said it right out loud. That's exactly how he put it. He said, actually, do I have the... I could play it. Hold on. YouTube's... whatever. It's in the video that I did about it. Okay, we'll move on. I already did this topic. Check out the video. Okay? But, yeah, so Trader Trump is a baboon. Another thing, I wanted to play this video because I am interested in how the world sees Americans. So this is a channel I like watching, LBC. And it's an English channel from Britain, from England. And they were over here talking to Trump voters. Because they're baffled. Here's the setup is they don't understand how anybody is still supporting the baboon. And I don't understand either. So they sent a correspondent over here to talk to some Trump voters. Let's listen to what they had to say.
Has he got a plan, do you think, for the war in Iran?
Oh, he's definitely got a plan. He doesn't do anything without a plan. So
what is that plan, do you think?
I have no idea.
And neither, it seems, does anyone else. Donald Trump's approval ratings are at a historic low.
The lowest net approval ratings ever for the President of the United States. That is approval minus disapproval.
He's plunged America into another Middle Eastern war with no end in sight, which is hurting the US economy and pushing up fuel prices and grocery bills. There's also the ongoing scandal of the Epstein files, where the president's name keeps cropping up. But there are still some Trump voters unwilling to give up on the president.
I just have a quick question for the 37% who approve. What's your deal?
I went to America's capital to find out.
I noticed there's, so this is of course a Christian event, but there's also the Israeli flag. So just tell us what's going on here. What is this for British audiences?
Mainly showing support, solidarity.
For Israel?
Yeah, and the Jewish heritage goes along with Christianity a lot, so it all intertwines.
I'm sure many of the people in this tent think quite deeply about Israel and America's war with Iran. What are your thoughts on that, on how it's going and the impact on the economy?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask about that. Lately I've tried to just turn off the news and just go about my daily life.
Ignorant,
and
but
I feel like the information we get from so many different angles is skewed and biased and distorted, so it's hard to pick out what's real.
Turn off Fox
and
News.
Is the real truth about anything. So I'm not up to date on everything that's going on.
One of the things he ran on was no new wars, and now here we are in a war. So, I definitely disagree with him on that. Yeah, for sure.
Do you think some of his supporters will feel betrayed by that? Because he ran on no more wars in the Middle East, and as you say, he's launched one.
Yeah, I think so. For sure. Yeah.
I mean, the midterm elections are later this year. Would you potentially vote Democrat then, maybe, because you're not happy
Democratic.
with the way Trump is directing things?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm more independent, not really in a box.
Do you think the war in Iran is going well?
I think as well as could be expected. I don't think it was ever going to end overnight. So.
Does that change how you think of President Trump?
Unbelievable.
Not at all. He should have been done 40, 50 years ago. Wouldn't have these issues now.
It's painful.
Has he got a plan, do you think, for the war in Iran?
Oh, he's definitely got a plan. He doesn't do anything without a plan.
Are you?
So.
What is that plan, do you think?
I have no idea. It's above my pay grade, but I guarantee you he has a plan.
So you're fully behind him?
See how...
Yeah.
War in general tends to be one
propaganda
of those
works.
People don't like, even though it's kind of
people
part
don't
of life a little bit.
People don't like war.
So I'm sure he'll lose a little bit of support, but I think also for people who do support him, they know I mean, they probably have trust in him. He's a well-established businessman.
What?
He wouldn't have
You
done it
see?
without thinking through all the options.
Oh my God, it's painful. He's a well-established businessman. He wouldn't go through it. He wouldn't do it without thinking of all the angles. Are you fucking kidding me, people? He is a con man. You see what I'm saying? Propaganda works. This is why we're in this situation. Because of years of propaganda, because of Mark Burnett, because of The Apprentice, because of the news. I mean, there are documentaries about Trump, and I put one on my Substack. I actually retweeted or reposted it, that there was a documentary made about Trump years ago, before he was ever, trying to be a scam artist in the political arena. When he was married to his first trophy wife, and he tried to suppress this documentary because he came out looking like the con man that he is. You should really check it out. It's fascinating and also heartbreaking, realizing where we're going. Or when you watch that documentary, you're like, oh God, in 25 years. This fucker's going to be the president, and he's full of shit. That's what the documentary is about. He is a con artist. He's a scam artist. Everything's the greatest, like nobody's ever seen. He's the best. He's the this. He's the that. And the documentary goes through all the scams. Well, he says this, but here's the reality. Isn't that the basic that we could or should expect from the media? Trump says this, but he's that. Why are these people still deluded, thinking Trader Trump is a businessman, is a successful businessman at that doesn't do anything without thinking? Like pardoning the 1,500 insurrectionists, 1,600, excuse me, insurrectionists on the first day in office. Because you know what happened? They went through they had the folders. He was going to pardon these fucking traitors anyway. And they were, J.D. Vance and all the other assholes and enablers said, no one who beat cops, they're not going to be eligible for a pardon. But Trader Trump is lazy. And he just said, pardon them all. They started the discussion on the pardons, and Trader Trump got immediately bored, like he's bored with the war of choice in Iran, choice and distraction, and he said, fuck it, pardon them all. And that's why we are having these stories of insurrectionists getting rearrested, abusing children. There's a lot of pedos in the group, too. Not surprisingly. And so when I hear things like this, when I hear somebody like this poor woman, clearly she's not watching Tarabuster, she's not watching Hal Sparks or Stephanie Miller or any other show, Boston Brian, any other show worth its salt, Mike Malloy, Head On with Roxanne Kincaid. These are the shows she's not watching. She thinks, but you see what I mean? If you think that a complete fiction is reality, that's a failure of the media, isn't it? That's the failure of the society that allows this mass delusion to take hold. There is no reason for anyone at this point to think that Trader Trump is a successful businessman. Oh, he might be successful now, but he's not successful at business. He's successful at, and I mean rich. So I guess I should qualify that. That's not necessarily successful, right? What's the meaning of life? If you're the most hated parasite on the planet, are you successful? I don't know, right? When your grave will eventually be the world's most popular outdoor lavatory, does that mean you've been successful at life? The only thing you've ever done is cause misery and destruction and hate and division. Oh, but you made a lot of money. You got a lot of money shoved in that hole, right? That greed-centered pit. Does that mean you're successful? Everybody, you can't even love your own kids. He's a sociopath. I mean, there's no doubt. He's a psychopath, sociopath. He has no feelings. He has no empathy. And it shows, unfortunately. But that's why when that person on the chat earlier, oh, well, what makes anyone qualified? Well, start with decency, right? Oh, you don't necessarily have, if you want to represent your country and your community, the bare minimum of qualifications should start with being a decent person, a good person, someone who isn't a convicted felon or convicted rapist, someone who doesn't pal around with pedos or have reams of sexual assault allegations against them. Someone who's not a liar, who pays their bills. Trader Trump does not pay his bills. Someone who is a kiss-up, kick-down, greed-centered ghoul. That's not a successful businessman, lady, whatever I'm sorry to burst your bubble. But no, I'm really not. I'm not sorry to burst your bubble. Because it should have been burst a long time ago. And here's another thing that really gets on my nerves. They're talking about the other guy back here. They're parroting what Trader Trump is telling these dupes, that it should have been done 50 years ago and we're doing it now. What should have been done? We should have done something to Iran. Well, they clearly don't understand the history of this region or Iran. We've been meddling in Iran for 50 years, right? Since the 1950s. Iran had an elected prime minister in the 50s, Mohammad Mossadegh, right? Who moved to nationalize Iran's oil. And the British and the Americans didn't like that. They didn't want the Iranians to control their own resources, and they certainly didn't want them to have the ability to nationalize it, to use it for the public good. But they had a democratically elected government, and the CIA toppled that government. So what are you talking about, buddy? This is what drives me mad. Why do the American people believe bullshit? Why are we so stupid? I don't know. I'm not saying we. It's not we. It's them. Maggots. Why are Republicans so effing stupid? The voter. They don't know about the 1953 coup, do they? We brought this theocracy into existence because of our meddling. We could have, Iran could be a democracy. We could have had a much different relationship for the past 75 years. Never mind, 50 years, 50, do you even know how this all started? No, they don't, because they don't teach that to maggots. They don't teach any of this on Fox News. And Trader Trump and the maggotry and the Republicans are ignorant. They're willfully ignorant, because there's really no excuse. And there's no excuse for Trump to be a dumb fuck. But we've been hearing it going back to, George W. Bush, what he would say, I feel it in my gut. My gut. I go by my gut. And we would make fun of that. But I mean, the ignorance is absolutely bottomless. I don't understand. I don't know. Do you guys, what do you think? Because it really fucking annoys me that these people believe in bullshit. That in itself is a failure of our media. How do you let this shit come out of your mouth? He knows what he's doing. He's a successful businessman. He knows it from every angle. What business? What business is he running now? He's insider trading on stocks. He's got a fucking scammy crypto that is untraceable, that makes him, I mean, the bribing, it makes it rather easy to do. But he has gotten rich off the office of the presidency. You effing hypocrites. If I never ever hear about it, I mean, all we hear about is Biden, the Biden crime family, remember? Biden crime family. It's so tedious. If only, please, not if only, I mean, please, there's a Biden crime family. If we had to hear about Hunter Biden's laptop, oh, the laptop from hell, what the fuck? Hunter Biden's laptop, what the, I mean, what was the laptop from hell? How about the Trump crime family? Have you met them? Have you seen the graph of Trump's wealth that goes, as soon as he gets in office, it goes whoop. It's like a hockey stick. Goes right up because he's a piece of dirt that is not in it for altruism. And you know, they have already broke ground. I just saw this on Chris Hayes' show before, as I was getting ready. They already broke ground on the triumphal arc. They like to say arc because they're dumbasses, and when they read it, they don't understand how to pronounce shit. Not that, you know, I'm the pronunciation police. That God knows, but they already broke ground, and guess what? It's illegal. It's like the ballroom all over again. Oh, and that's another thing, you know, because laws are for little people, like taxes. Like Imelda Marcos said, taxes are for the little guy. We don't pay taxes. The rich don't pay taxes. The rich don't worry about laws. Look at fucking Elon Musk he goes to China in direct defiance of a court order. Will there be any consequences for him? If that were you or I, he was supposed to, the judge ordered him to remain in the United States and available to testify in this case that he had, that this lawsuit that's happening. And he just said, you know, fuck you. He went to China with the con man, and what will happen to him? Nothing. That's what's so frustrating about living in this timeline, as well as everything else, is that we're watching such blatant corruption, blatant criminality, and there's no consequences. And blatant stupidity. Let me add that on top. Because when I hear people like this poor sucker sit there with his arms crossed, yeah, we know. He knows what he's doing. He's a businessman. You know, the guy should just bonk him on the head legally and peacefully. Say, hello. Anybody in there? He's not a fucking businessman. These people need to be shamed. I know that Hal likes to say, well, it's true, though. I mean, I agree with him that you can't shame the shameless, but you can try. Right? Because who's going to teach these people? They should be ashamed. He's like a toddler. Yeah, my president. He's not a businessman. He bankrupted every fucking dollar in his trust fund 5 times over. He bankrupted casinos. He had to be put on an allowance by a judge when he was a businessman. These are the things that happened when he was trying to be a businessman. That's why he stopped being a businessman. He started being a performer. He really wanted to be someone in with the in crowd, in with the A-list celebrities. That's why he had to do McDonald's commercials and things like that when he started being a well-known face. He's not a businessman. He bankrupted fucking casinos. He had to be the judge. This is why he went to Russia and got in bed with the oligarchs, because he could not get a legitimate bank loan in the United States, because he had fucked everything up and he wasn't paying his creditors back. So the banks, the legitimate banks, had to come in and take his helicopter. They took all of his toys away from him to sell, and then they put him on an allowance. Does that sound like a successful businessman? And what happened with his trust fund, his daddy gave him a trust fund, and he fucking bankrupted it again and again and again. And he bankrupted casinos when his father was still alive, and his father bailed him out again and again and again. So give me a break. If I have to hear Trump is a great businessman and Trump is a great deal maker when it's nothing but gaslighting, if I have to hear this one more time, I'm going to lose it. I think I already have. Because, you see what I mean? There's no pushback for these people. And at this point, it's got to happen, because it's almost like an intervention for them. Come on. Wake up. Get a clue. He sucks. That's why he's got to be like, oh, Joe Biden, Joe Biden. It is the most tedious. I mean, listening to them. Where is this? There was a thing. Fuck. Oh, it was the other day. Where the fuck is this? This clip of Kristen Gillibrand was interviewing the HUD secretary. Like, every one of these fuckers, whenever they ask a question, the response is, Joe Biden. Joe Biden did it. Joe Biden did it badly. He fucked it up. Joe Biden fucked it. Joe Biden, Joe Biden. It's like pathological. And of course, it's a lie. Like, shut the fuck up. Oh, here it is. Let me see if I can play it. I mean, get a grip. This guy. They have no decency. They have no self-respect. Listen to this.
Is number one, the point in time report in the Biden administration, HUD, said that we had 770,000 people in America that were homeless at one given time. And this is with record funding. So we have record funding, but yet we have an increase in
right. So
street
what
homelessness.
is your record?
Yes,
You've
ma'am.
had this job for well over a year. I
have.
just want to know, did you get the number down? Do we have 700,000 homeless still? Or is it 1 million or 1.5 million? So I get you want to do things differently.
Indeed.
And this committee will support you as long as the goals are good.
Okay,
but
good.
where's the results? The
Okay,
report
good.
is delayed over a year. Over a year.
Can I
So we have
offer
no-
this to you?
Yes, but we
Can I
have no.
offer this
I
to
just
you?
don't want to hear about what you don't like about the Biden administration.
good.
You're in charge.
Yeah.
You have a vision. Let's see it. Let's see
Good.
the results.
And you know what I do? I thank God that I'm in charge so we can do stuff different.
Thank God.
Because the plays that were ran before I got here, they failed.
Oh,
I've
fuck
been here,
you.
Let me speak, if you will. I got here. You said I have been here a little bit over a year. But you all had during the Biden administration 4 years.
Stop talking
my
about
God.
Biden. Talk about
It's
your
record
record.
funding.
This
and
is so.
homelessness
This is so.
went up.
Oh, God.
This
If
is
I may,
so inaccurate,
Ranking Member Gillibrand.
unhelpful, and doesn't let this committee do our
Madam
job.
Chair, if I may, the point in time report would be out by now if we did not have an unprecedented government shutdown.
Oh, fuck you.
It would be out by now. If we weren't in constant
It's a
litigation,
year
it would
in.
be out by now. HUD has a great form. We have a great team, and we move very expeditiously.
In what way
But
does
during we could
litigation?
not
Okay,
work during
Mr.
the government
Secretary,
shutdown.
I think you're obfuscating.
I'm not
What
obfuscating.
way
I'm just
does
stating the facts.
litigation
I'm
slow
stating the
down
facts.
your report?
A government shutdown helps
God.
us to not be able to work.
Excuses,
It was a
Oh, I get
government
that.
shutdown.
But tell me about the litigation.
The point in time report would be out right now if we did not have a government shutdown. Irregardless of all of that, during the Biden administration, record funding.
Oh my God! If you talk about, it's like
record funding.
it's like two
record
children saying,
homelessness.
"I didn't do it, my brother did it."
It's madness.
That's what I have
Stop with
to
the
go off of.
excuses.
That's what I have
Just
to go off of.
explain
Record funding.
your record.
Record homelessness. We have to do something different.
Switch
If
topic.
after I'm gone,
Switch topic.
if
Honestly,
after I'm gone,
You hear
if it's
this shit?
still record
I don't
funding
want
and record
You know what?
homelessness,
After
then
you're
you'll be able
gone,
to
it's
same
too
thing.
late for
But
the
it is-
families that are suffering in New York
It is
today.
it's gonna
Do you
get
know what
better.
it's like
It's
to
gonna
be a
get better.
homeless little girl
It's gonna get
who has
better?
to have a Girl Scout troop just
Blaming
for other homeless
Biden.
little girls because that's all they have?
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
the only consistency they have in their life. So I get
I
you
do
have
understand.
a different vision.
It's happened in my family. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I need to know
I'm not
if your
talking to
stuff
you about
is
what
working.
I've heard.
Oh,
I'm talking
God.
to you about what I know. And what I do know, the housing first model
Oh,
failed.
fuck you. Fuck you all. You
Homeless little-
monsters. You say it's so tedious. They are unfit. They're not fit for service, not fit for duty. And to go, Biden failed, Biden failed. What he's talking about? Oh, the housing first model failed. It's a lie. The record shows it's a lie. But you can't combat the lies as fast as they tell them, and it's all fucking whining and bitching. The housing first model failed. Well, how? Show us how. The housing first model that he's talking about had aggressive action in a brutal housing environment. It was not indifference or sabotage like we're witnessing here. They're not doing shit. All Gillibrand is asking is, what's your plan, man? What's your plan? Not what Biden did. Biden failed. He didn't fail. That's the problem. He didn't fail. We're witnessing the fail right now. So what Biden actually did, since we're on the topic, was the administration launched something called All In, a federal strategic plan to prevent and end homelessness, committing to reduce homelessness by 25% by 2025. But, now, fuck that. Elon Musk needs our money. And reaffirming that housing first and racial equality were core strategies. But, DEI now. In 2023 alone, federal agencies under this plan helped more than 425,000 households avoid homelessness, according to the research. That sounds like a lot of people to me, a lot of families. And the budget, Biden's budget, proposed $8 billion in mandatory funding for homeless grants, which Elon Musk canceled. The Doge debacle that cost Americans money and cost us much more than that. Decency, dignity. They canceled these grants. So don't tell us the housing first model failed, you fucking disaster. What's your plan? It's so unbelievable. And like I say, when we watch on the media, there's never any context to this. They play these clips We don't hear the actual stats. We don't hear the pushback, very rarely. All we hear is Biden failed. Biden sucked. Oh, Biden, what a disaster. Everybody's I mean, you fucking tedious mother effers. You effing pieces of dirt. So there were measurable successes in the Housing First model that the Republicans dismantled because of greed and incompetence and ideology. Because, you know, they don't believe in, and I would say government, but they like government just fine. They don't believe in democracy. They don't believe in the general welfare. And I'm sick of it, personally. I don't know about you, but I'm sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. Like, I'm sick of this. You probably saw this. Trader Trump, he's got no shame, along with being devoid of empathy or decency. He proposed, let me see, what's going on? Trump sued the federal government and the IRS for $10 billion over the leak of his tax returns and other federal investigations into him. He's crying victim. Well, I thought he was supposed to release his tax returns. What's he whining about? Well, the tax returns that we have, we see that he is the biggest loser, that he declared more losses than every other single American taxpayer, and he received millions in a tax return because he's a failure. He's not a successful businessman. He declared billions of dollars in losses. I should do that on my tax returns. I would, hey, I won't have to say, please become a patron anymore. I'll just get $250 million back in a tax return for fucking nothing, for doing nothing but being a grifter. I don't know. He's shameless, absolutely shameless. And I thought they were under audit. We were going to see them as soon as they were stop being under audit. You notice no one asks him about it anymore. The corporate media has been completely turned submissive over that, as they are brought to heel on every other topic that Trump doesn't want to discuss. That's why he's, oh, you're a terrible person, you're shut up piggy, you're horrible, you're fake news. I mean, how much longer are those people going to put up with that shit? Before you say, shut the fuck up. Because sometimes when I'm watching those gaggles with the press, and I'm like, you know, I'm yelling at the screen. I don't understand how these people can tolerate being abused by someone so absolutely disgusting. And they should go right back at him. Fuck it. When he says, oh, you see, when he was talking to that lady at the reflecting pool that he fucked up, another bribe pit that he has going on. Oh, you see dirt. You probably don't see it. Because, why? Because she's got darker pigment? She's dirty? Is that what you're saying? You piece of shit. Somebody, and then when he goes, oh, filth. You don't see filth. Well, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at a big blob of orange filth. When do we start saying things like that? I mean, we're going to have to get our dignity back, ultimately. Oh, when they go low, we go high? No way. It's about enough. Putting these bullies in their place. They're nothing but whiny little bullies. Soon as you legally and peacefully bop them in the nose, oh, the little bitch will fucking whine off. Ooh, I would love to see, please, somebody with balls Say, what the fuck is wrong with you? The first person who does that is going to win an award. That's for sure. They'll win the press award. They will win the Nobel Peace Prize. The first reporter that says, shut the fuck up, you tedious, whining grifter. You unfit waste of human DNA. What is wrong with you? Go away. How old are you? 82? How much longer are we going to take this shit? You're rotting from the inside out. You've always been rotten. Look like, oh God, just so horrible. What's that, that painting? Oh, I can't, fuck it. You know, the one where you get old and the painting gets old. The portrait of Dorian Gray, is that it? No, what am I talking about? Where am I getting these obscure references? This is what happens when you sit in the same seat for portrait of Dorian Gray for 24 hours, non-stop. I'm telling you. My ass hurts from sitting in this chair. So, wait, hold on. How's everybody doing on the chat? We're losing people. I can see. We're losing people. Get back here, people. Get back here. Okay, where is my fucking thing here? There's a lot of cursing going on tonight, I know. I'm cranky. So, okay, getting back to what he's doing, the grift. So he sued the federal government and the IRS for around $10 billion over the leak of his tax returns and other federal investigations into him. Well, stop being a con man and a criminal and an insurrectionist, and maybe there wouldn't be federal investigations into you. I know you don't understand that because you're a con man, a grifter, and a liar. So, there didn't have to be federal investigations into you, but you tried to overthrow the election. You falsified business records. You kept classified documents in the shitter of your tacky Maramoron palace. So, I'm sorry. It's called equal justice under the law. It's called, I don't know, getting what's fucking coming to you. But the story goes, just like the story of Trader Trump's great business acumen, he's a victim. He was federally targeted, and now all the maggots repeat the bullshit, just like they repeat, we've been at war with Iran for 50 years. They repeat it without knowing anything. And now this is canon in Maggotville. They all have to repeat it. They all have to say, well, you would feel like this too if the federal government was weaponized against you. Well, when you're a criminal, then there's the consequences. You say, it's like Al Capone saying, why are you picking on me? It's like Gotti, why are you picking on me? At least Gotti, you know, when you listen to the Gotti tapes, which are highly entertaining and available on YouTube, there's no victimization. You know, they understand this is, they're criminals. They know this. So they have to they have to be safe. They are trying to avoid prosecution, of course, but they understand that the feds are just doing their job, and they try to outsmart them by avoiding being taped. Unfortunately for them, the feds outsmarted the mob and put put recording devices in places that they didn't think there were recording devices. But okay, good. That's how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. When you're a con, when you're a mobster. So never did you hear John Gotti, "Oh, everyone's picking on me." Yeah, they wouldn't. The reason they're tapping your social club and the apartment you think isn't tapped and the cars and everywhere else is because you're committing crimes. Same thing, Trader Trump. That's why the feds went to your Maramoron and they wanted the documents back that you had stolen, you piece of shit. You're not, oh my God, I just can't take it. These people who think that Trump is some kind of victim. And the Republicans, this entire party, that this is why they prove every day that they're unfit and that they're enablers by enabling it, by repeating the lies, repeating the bullshit into the empty heads of the maggots, but they're poisoning the entire country. That's how you know everything. Take it all together. Even everything just stick to the stuff we've been talking about tonight. And I rest my case. Republicans hate this country. They hate the people in this country. They think of us as nothing but hosts from which to suck profit and discard, and pawns to be manipulated in their game to continue to suck profit and discard. That's it. From Ted Cruz saying that that Trump accounts are the Trojan horse to privatizing Social Security, to Trader Trump and his crime family in China shitting the bed, dragging America into just the degradation by his, oh my God, the tacky, greedy focus, right? They're just having one. What's the focus? It's not democracy. It's not human rights. It's not shared prosperity, upward mobility. It's money for them. Money for the fucking Trump crime family. Patents, crypto, empty promises. Oh, he's gonna buy some Boeings. He's gonna buy soybeans. Yeah, nothing in writing. Trust me, take his word for it. Now he wants billions. I mean, we're out of the realm of millions and we're into the billions. When does it become trillions for this 82-year-old piece of shit? Add it all up, I guess. So now the Justice Department, because Trader Trump is a piece of shit and the Justice Department works for it, even though the Justice Department should be our Justice Department, it should work for us. It doesn't. It works for the con man now. So they're weighing a settlement where Trump would drop the $10 billion claim, oh, thank you, my lord, in exchange for a $1.7 billion fund paid out with taxpayer money that would act as compensation. It's framed as a compensation fund for people who were allegedly harmed by the Biden administration's weaponization of government. And that includes the fucking January 6th insurrectionists. That was weaponization of the government, did you know? I didn't know that. I thought that was putting traitors in jail. I thought that was accountability. Thank you, Merrick Garland, and Robert Mueller. All these people that were supposed to save us. The institutions were going to save us. Thank you, Chuck Schumer, for rolling over constantly. Oh, well, Kavanaugh, Justice Kavanaugh. What are you going to do? It's Justice Gorsuch. What are you going to do? Oh, well. Right? They never fight. They just roll. They roll over. Republicans pull every dirty trick in the book, and the Democrats go, oh, well, they beat us. I guess he's Justice Kavanaugh now. They don't even say it like that. Reluctantly, they're like, yes, Justice Kavanaugh, who's this unfit sexual abuser who likes beer. Remember? I mean, God. And Gorsuch, he's another one. They were all invited to an insurrection themselves, an insurrection against the court, and they accepted the invitation. Oh, but, you know, the Republicans, it is what it is. All's fair in politics, I suppose. They don't care about this country, don't you know? It's not even politics. What are they doing? They want power so they can privatize Social Security faster. Take it away from the people. Take away Medicare from the people. Rip up the social compact, everything. Just rip it up. And we're going back to serfdom. That's the plan. That is the Republican plan. It's serfdom. I've been calling this country the United States of Serfs and Lords for decades now. Will somebody listen to me, please? Besides Jim, right? Who's been here and read for it. Thank you so much for moderating the chat. Am I wrong? I was wrong in like 1972 once about this shit. But I am not wrong. I have not been wrong for a long ass time. I wish I was wrong. God, it would be nice to be surprised. To be like, oh wow, they're not traitors after all. Look at this. That's great. All we want to do is live our blip of time in peace and serenity and security. But no. Elon Musk and Trader Trump and Putin and Xi and all these people, they won't let us. They want it all. How much money? You need another billion, you fucking 82-year-old baboon? How about 3 billion? If we give him $1 billion, will he go away and take the rest of the Trump crime family and the Republican Party with him? I'll say that's a good investment. But no, he'll only come back for more. It's like a heroin addict, you know. First time's free, and then that's it. He's a fucking addict. Oh, and yeah, we got to give money. Can you believe this? Can you believe the offense? And when I think about the Republicans, you know, they're clever, they're little sinister bastards. They like to use the word insurrection a lot now. Oh, this is an insurrection. Whenever something resembling democracy or a person comes into a hearing and disrupts it with a sign, holds a sign up, like, please don't kill us, and Republicans will say, this is an insurrection, because they're minimizing the insurrection that they endorse. Oh, is this an insurrection? No, bitch, it's not an insurrection. It's petitioning your government peacefully for redress of grievances. You know what an insurrection is? It's a bunch of pedos and traitors and maggots and morons and dupes storming the Capitol and defecating and urinating in the halls, trashing the place, bringing a Confederate flag of losers and traitors into the place, chanting "Hang Mike Pence" and smashing Nancy Pelosi's office, and every office too. That's an insurrection, trying to stop the peaceful transfer of power. And before that, the insurrection of Traitor Trump on the phone with the Secretary of State. I need you to find me. Just want you to find me the votes to win. All I want to do, that's it, is find 7,000 something something votes. Because we won the state. No, you didn't, bitch. That's what we were telling you. You didn't win, you fucking traitorous bitch. And your phone calls say that. Why don't people talk to him like that? Listen, you dumb bitch. Look, I see a bunch of people dropping off. Maybe they don't like my cursing. Maybe they don't like the cursing. It is late on us on a Friday. I was going to say Saturday. And I'm tired. I'm cranky. I'm tired. I'm cranky. My feet hurt. My corns hurt. My bunions. I don't have bunions. I'm only kidding. Let's see. Reporting that the fund... Okay, here it is. How it benefits the January 6th insurrectionists. Reporting says the fund could be used to pay those charged or convicted in connection with the January 6th Capitol attack. What is going on in this country? Thank you, Merrick Garland. Thank you for dragging your feet, as you did, for 2 years. For 2 fucking years. And you know what? I have to say, too, that I am heartened in a way. I don't know if you've noticed on Kamala Harris's YouTube. She's out there posting, and she's making videos, and she's commenting on the current events and the state of this shit show. I appreciate that. I do, because I think that it's time, not just for Harris, but Obama, I don't know about Biden. I don't know what the state of his health is at this point, but I think that Obama specifically and Harris need to get out here and start having not just their opinions, but a shadow government. They need to run a shadow government and talk about the crimes. But as we were talking about in the Anti-Fascist Book Club, thank you, J.D. Christie, for the profanity bonus. I love it. Profanity bonus. So I will keep cursing then, all right? But so earlier in we were talking about this in the Anti-Fascist Book Club, that what Obama, and because Nick read a passage from Obama's statement after Trump won, and it was a pack of lies, where he was like, we should what do you call it? How did he put it? We're all, basically saying we all love America. We should take people expect them, I'm trying to remember how he put it exactly, but we should give them the benefit of the doubt, I guess that's how he basically was saying, and that we trust that we all love America. So, that in itself was a pack of lies, because what he should have said was that I will, of course, respect the peaceful transfer of power, but we're in big trouble here. This guy, for the past, his entire campaign, he's been undermining our institutions. He's been attacking the rule of law. He's been dividing the country. And he's a danger to the very institutions that he wants to now be the executive of. And the whole fantasy that people were talking about in the first maladministration, that Trader Trump was going to grow into the job, that the office of the presidency was going to transform this lifelong con man into a decent person, is a fantasy. It was a fantasy. It is a fantasy. It was completely Pollyanna bullshit, because at his core, and to my utter frustration, all of these institutionalists always protect the peaceful transfer of power. Yeah, that's fine, but and model calm, right? That's what he was doing. He wanted to model calm. Yes, we're all upset, but, and then of course the Republicans had no clue why people would be upset. They wanted to drink our tears. And, you know, to give the benefit of the doubt to someone whose entire political project was the contempt for the country, contempt for the grand experiment and the rule of law, for the separation of powers, right? I will accept the results of the election if I win. That's what he said. He showed the contempt for any constraint on his personal will, whatever he wanted. Clearly, he not only hates America, he's confused by America, clinging to this civics textbook view of the presidency. That's not what Trader Trump was doing. And yeah, here we are, because of the failure of imagination, I suppose. We got to protect these institutions, but the institutions aren't holding. They're really not. And this time, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We have 3 more years of this. And if we don't get the midterms, which is iffy because of the redistricting, they are redistricting African American seats out of existence right now. Without apology, without blushing. They're saying there could be 30-something seats of that are currently held by African Americans, completely absorbed into the old Confederacy of traitors. And I might even be lowballing it. I think it might be more. So the whole thing, we are under attack by our own government, by the president, by the majority, the people who hold the majority. Why can't I talk? What's majority? I don't know. Majority. I don't know what a majority is. Maybe that's that's when Republicans hold power. It's majority, right? Because they're all about me, me, me. Unbelievable. Hold on a second. What time is it? Where's my... Oh, we only have like 11 minutes. But, all right, where else should we go in the last 11 minutes? Here, let's play this clip. This is Trader Trump on Air Force One.
Where are you on the Texas Senate race?
Well, I'll maybe make a decision. I know them both.
Oh, fuck you.
Very well. I like them both a lot. And, you know, my record of endorsements is extraordinary. You look at what happened with Indiana.
Not.
And out of all those races, the one that won was there were 3 Trump people in the race.
Oh, shut your hole.
But I took out all of these candidates, and you know, long-time candidates with big leads against
it's unbearable.
people that never ran before.
Like nobody's ever
people
seen.
that never ran before won virtually all the races. And as you know, 2 nights ago I won every single endorsement.
Oh, shut your hole.
Before that, I won every single endorsement. There's never been a record of endorsements like this, which is a great honor as far as I'm concerned. No, MAGA is a movement the likes of which our country has never seen.
A bowel movement. Yeah, it sure is.
I don't want to say that. I mean, I'm looking at it very strong. I like them both. I mean, I'll tell you what I do think. I think the Democrats have a weird.
Here we go.
Weird candidate. 6 genders.
6 genders.
A real hit on Jesus. I mean, this guy is bad news with his mask from relatively recently. And he's a vegan. He's a vegan. All of a sudden, he's not a vegan. He was a vegan. Now all of a sudden, he's not. Texas doesn't like vegans.
Oh my God! It's beyond.
Either one of them will easily win the race. I think that the candidate the Democrats have.
Oh, shut your hole. Okay, he's talking about James Tallarico. The Republicans are terrified of Tallarico, but fuck you. Oh, 6 genders. You see, you hear what they're doing? You hear Trader Trump? Oh, he's a real hit on Jesus. James Tallarico, who is an actual Christian, not one of these fake Christians like the Republicans, where the only holy obligation is being a trans basher or a homophobe. A real hit on Jesus, where Tallarico's belief is, he says, he's weird. Oh, that's the thing. Weird, which is proof yet again that Republicans have no new ideas. Of course, they're all derivative. Their policy ideas are straight from the Dark Ages, as we know. But this weird thing, that's what we called Republicans. And Trader Trump, because he saw, we're not weird. He saw that it was successful. When Tim Walz called the Republicans weird, it was a successful dig at them because they are weird. They're the pee-pee patrol. That's pretty weird. They want to know what you got in your pants. They think about it a lot. All the time, in fact. In fact, the other day when I posted a video on TikTok, there was a comment on TikTok. The video I posted had nothing to do with anything. I watched the video because I read the comment, and it was like, genders, boys are girls, girls are boys, Democrats are fucked up, or that's the loony left, Democrats, genders, there's only 1 genders, or 2 genders. By the time they're done, there'll be 1. And so I was like, I had to watch the video because I thought, was I talking about trans people or something? What is this about? And it proved to me, yet again, because I said nothing about trans people. It wasn't anywhere near any trans issues on this particular video. But the guy, they go right into genders, right? The pee-pee patrol. And it makes you wonder. As I said to the person, I responded to them. I was like, I don't know. I'd love to see your browser history. It's like one of these Brian Noam types who they all hate trans people, right? Anti-gay, anti-trans, but as soon as they get home in the privacy of their own home, they're putting on big boobs They want to be called Crystal. They want someone to pay. Oh, I wish I could take female hormones. That's Brian Noem. They hate themselves. They're sick people. Just get help. And Trader Trump, like the whole thing with the genders, he's always bringing it up. 6 genders. Because they want people to go turn against James Tallarico. James Tallarico is a real Christian, but he is terrifying them because he's actually winning in the polls against both Republican candidates, and they know that. They know that when he talks to people, he's sincere. He has a message that people respond to. He's speaking sincerely to them. He is an actual Christian. And he doesn't fall into their traps when they talk about genders and bullshit that leave people the fuck alone. But James Tallarico he sticks to the message. He talks about the billionaires, about Jesus, the actual Jesus that John Fugelsang writes about in his book, The Separation of Church and Hate. The real Christians, that just like Democrats have to take back patriotism because we're the real patriots, the Democrats who are Christians need to take back Christianity from these fake demon-worshipping ghouls. They're not Christians. I don't know what kind of Christianity they worship, this fake, really sick, twisted version of Jesus. Worship thyself, throw lots of stones, worship money, of course, punish the poor, vilify the stranger, build a wall, right? When I was hungry, you took away my SNAP benefits. When I was sick, you kicked me off of my health insurance. Everything that Jesus told them to do. He didn't mince words. They completely do the opposite. They got this bizarro Jesus. So he's a real hit on Jesus is really an insult to Jesus and an insult to actual Christians, but they really count on the stupidity of people, because apparently James Tallarico, what did he say? Where is it? James Tallarico, where is it? Trump recently took aim at Texas Democrat James Tallarico, calling him whacked out and an insult to Jesus. The President of the United States said, I insulted Jesus. Then he turned around and said, you want to know what insults Jesus? He pointed to issues he believes go against Jesus' teachings. And Tallarico said, this is what insults Jesus: kicking the sick off of health care, deporting the stranger, separating babies from their mothers. And he brought up the war, bombing innocent school children. That's what insults Jesus. Sending our brave men and women to die. And that's what insults Jesus. But Trump's response was, oh, he's woke. The guy is so woke. Well, if that's woke, Jesus is woke. So, clearly, woke, okay, good. Stay woke then, Christians, because you're not getting into heaven otherwise if that's what you believe. Stay woke. Unbelievable. But not unexpected. He's a real hit on Jesus. But you notice how, what are you talking about, con man? He's a real hit on Jesus. And who the fuck are you to tell anybody about Jesus? Do you think they care about Jesus, Republicans? I mean, he called him weird. Oh, God. Weird is, you know what weird? Weird is some dirtbag president who makes himself a supplicant to the Chinese Communist Party because he needs more money. Guys, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News. Thank you, Andrea from House Sparks, for being a moderator and for the raid. Thank you guys for sticking out the whole show. Become a patron, patreon.com/Tara Devlin. And become, what else? Subscribe to my Substack. What else? I hope you enjoyed the show. I gotta go. I can't hang out longer. Usually, sometimes, you know, the show goes longer on Fridays, but I'm fucking tired. I've been here since a long time. How many hours is that? It's probably been about 12 hours in the chair. It's all right. It's all right. So I appreciate your support, guys. I know the cat's up now. She's a good girl. I had to put the other cats in the bedroom because they were really getting on my nerves out here, running around. They were acting crazy. So I couldn't take it. I knew they were going to get very distracting during the show. So I had to put them in the bedroom. And if you were here on the last show, I didn't want any more mishaps with the camera flying off the top of the computer. That happened the other day. The camera went flying. Thank you, T. Rose, for your super chat right under the gate. I appreciate it. That is your 10th super chat on the live stream. Thank you for your support. Thank you, everybody. Wow. And thank you for being a member of this channel for 6 months. T. Rose, thank you so much. I can't do it without you. So if, there's many ways you can support the show. You can become a member of this channel right here on YouTube. You can, if you're on the Substack, you can subscribe to my Substack. Please do. That'll help keep the show going and growing. I got to get the numbers up. So if you're not a subscriber of the Substack, please subscribe now. It only takes a minute. And if you can subscribe, of course, with a financial subscription, that would help. And Patreon, that's what I told the AI. We got to start making this show. We got to get more subs, but we also have to get some money to keep it going. I'm sorry, it is the financial practicalities of life that I'm dealing with. And if you like the show and you want to keep it going, I like it. I hope it can keep going. I don't know what I would do without it. I'd probably be very miserable. But I also would be miserable as a homeless person. I wouldn't like that. I have 4 cats and a guinea pig. So I don't want to do that to myself. Or, I don't know, or society. So I know the times are tough out there. And it's tough in here too. So, all right. If we had one billionaire benefactor, a silent partner or something, that'd be good. Because just money, you need money to keep the show going. The restream, everything costs money. Exactly. That's right. Vanessa on the chat says, YouTube doesn't like to monetize our side. Exactly. They suppress liberal voices, and it sucks. And that's the case on all the social media platforms. The liberal voices are suppressed because these are corporate entities, and they don't. They want the right wingers, because the right wingers are the dupes that really are the useless idiots in the oligarchy, the corporate, the corporate mouthpieces, whether they realize it or not. They're the useless idiots, and we're the ones that are talking about unions and leaving no one behind and people having a voice and a seat at the table, and the health insurance racket, that government should work for everybody, not just the corporations, not just billionaires and their corporations. And, they don't like promoting that for whatever reason. I guess they like being rich people in a poor country. Doesn't sweat their balls. No skin off their balls. I've said balls a lot tonight. So, all right. Right. Exactly. Red Fort says, partners are easy to find. The silent part is ever elusive. Yes. Well, I don't know. I hope. I'm getting old here. I'm old. It sucks being old. Well, nah, whatever. Like I said, what's the alternative? I just wish I had started doing those shorts a little earlier. Those help. But, yeah. Whatever. All right. I'm not going to... We'll have more shows to complain. Thank you for hanging out, really. And thank you for the raid. Hal Sparks. And the Sparklers, thank you for being here. Remember to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Hit the notification bell so when we go live you can know and dive in with us. So Tuesday, let me see. What do I got going on? That's our next show. Where's my calendar? Do we have any guests? Oh shit. I think so. What is this? May. Oh, guess what? This is cool. Tuesday. Olivia Troy is coming on the show. Okay? That's a good one. I mean, they're all good, but I'm looking forward to Olivia Troy because I think she's awesome, and I've never spoken to her before. That should be great. She was in the first Trump maladministration, and she's a Republican. She saw the light, and now she's out here making the world safe for democracy. National security official. She worked for the Department of Defense, National Counterterrorism Center. I mean, she's an impressive person who went on to work for the Republican National Committee, and then in the Trump administration. Now she's in the did she change her party affiliation? Let me see. She was in a video called Republican Voters Against Trump, but I don't see if she changed her. She was a surrogate for the Harris campaign. And yeah, it should be great. I can't wait to talk to her, really. What do you mean a good one for a change? You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. I know you're only kidding. We have a lot of good ones. We have a lot of good people coming on the show. That's great. But Olivia Troy, I really want to get to the bottom of a couple of things about why are you a Republican? Like what attracted you to that? And yes, T. Rose on the chat says she's doing the Lord's work for sure. She's in the line of fire. And she's taking heat. Standing up to Trump. I mean, what must that be like? I gotta ask her some... There's a few questions. Put some questions in the chat, too. On Tuesday. So, that'll be great. All right, guys. So, like I said, hit the like and notification, like and subscribe. The Olivia Troy shows, we're going to be on live on the Political Voices Network. I know that's confusing sometimes. And then it plays again the next day on this channel, but it's not live. That's the way it goes. I had to do it. I had to. Because, you know, they have more subs. I don't know. I thought it would be good to grow. Whatever. It is. It has been good. What am I talking about? It is a good partnership. But it is a little confusing for the audience where to find the show. So make sure you are also subscribed to Political Voices. Because Tarabuster is on there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then we have our Friday night gathering here. But if you're on Substack, it'll be on Substack no matter what. The Substack stream. Political Voices Substack. Can't talk. Political Voices Substack stream. Sometimes, you know, I have a little bit of a speech impediment. In case you haven't noticed. Just a little. I appreciate your understanding. Sometimes words have trouble coming out of my mouth. But, alright, that's enough out of me. Thank you for hanging out. Remember, we will win. We will win. I just hope I'm around to see it. We will. We really will. Because we're on the right side of history. We have the right policies. People improve. Lives improve. We just got to get the word out. I'm trying. Lives improve under progressive policies. People, even the stupid maggots, like progressive policies. Right? Hands off. Get your government hands off my Medicare. Social Security. Oh, brother. We got our work cut out. But we will win. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you all who support the show and patrons. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Charlie's, APS Radio, and APS Radio News. Thank you, Andrea, Jim, Redfort. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. I will see you on Tuesday, but on the Substack in the meantime, okay? I'll see you soon.